more almost than any of his ancestors. Andrew Jackson was chosen by well-known vote. As president, he tried to go about as the immediate agent of the average person. Brought into the world in a boondocks settlement in the Carolinas in 1767, he got irregular training. Be that as it may, in his late adolescence he read regulation for around 2 years, and he turned into an extraordinary youthful attorney in Tennessee. Wildly envious of his honor, he took part in fights, and in a duel killed a man who cast an uncalled for slur on his better half Rachel. Jackson flourished adequately to purchase slaves and to construct a chateau, the Seclusion, close to Nashville. He was the main man chose from Tennessee to the place of agents, and he served momentarily in the Senate. A significant general in the conflict of 1812, Jackson turned into a public legend when he crushed the English at New Orleans. In 1824, some state political groups lifted up Jackson. By 1828, enough had joined Old Hickory to win various state races and control of the government organization in Washington. In his most memorable yearly message to Congress, Jackson suggested taking out the discretionary school. He likewise attempted to democratize government office holding. As of now, state machines were being based on support, and a New York representative straightforwardly broadcasted that to the victors have a place the crown jewels. Jackson took a milder view, discrediting office holders who appeared to appreciate life residency. He accepted government obligations could be so easy that workplaces ought to pivot among meriting candidates. As public legislative issues captivated around Jackson and his resistance to gatherings outgrew the old conservative alliance, the popularity-based conservatives, or liberals, sticking to Jackson, and the public conservatives, or Whigs, contradicting him. Henry Durt, Daniel Webster, and other Whig pioneers broadcasted themselves safeguards of famous freedoms against the usurpation of Jackson. Threatening sketch artists depicted him as Lord Andrew I. Behind their allegations lay the way that Jackson, in contrast to past presidents, didn't concede to Congress in strategy making, however utilized his force of the denial and his party administration to expect order. The best party fight based on the second bank of the US, a confidential partnership yet for all intents and purposes an administration-supported restraining infrastructure. At the point when Jackson seemed antagonistic toward it, the bank tossed its power against him. Worth and Webster, who had gone about as lawyers for the bank, drove the battle for its wretch harder in Congress. The bank, Jackson told Martin Van Buren, is attempting to kill me. However, I will kill it. Jackson, in rejecting the wretch harder bill, accused the bank of unjustifiable financial honor. His perspectives won endorsement from the American electorate. In 1832 he surveyed in excess of 56% of the famous vote and just about fivefold the number of electing votes as Durt. Jackson dealt with the test of John C. Calhoun, head of powers attempting to free themselves of a high defensive duty. At the point when South Carolina embraced to invalidate the levy, Jackson requested military to Charleston and secretly took steps to hang Calhoun. Brutality appeared to be inescapable until Durt arranged to split the difference. Duties were brought down and South Carolina dropped invalidation. In January of 1832, while the president was eating with companions at the White House, somebody murmured to him that the Senate had dismissed the designation of Martin Van Buren as pastor to Britain. Jackson leapt to his feet and shouted, "By the everlasting, I'll crush them." So he did. His number one, Van Buren, became VP, and prevailed to the administration when Old Hickory resigned to the Seclusion, where he kicked the bucket in June 1845.